me as always,
David.
and here we are today on November 7th to talk about the Grammy nominations, who the people are that have been nominated, what the works are that have been nominated, and if they're good or not. And notably, I would like to say before we jump in, this is going to be a shorter episode. It's a special episode. I have not looked at any of the Grammy nominees this year. I have stayed off of social media all day. I have ignored texts from friends saying, did you see that this got nominated? I've put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I am here experiencing this in real time. And I'm very excited. This is a great holiday for me. And you know what? In the future, just to tease everybody a little bit, we might do something similar for the Oscars. Ooh.
Something for my holiday.
Exactly. But now we got to start with the 2026 Grammy nominees. David, would you like to kick it off?
Let's do it. And of course, we got to start with Record of the Year. Are you ready?
I am ready. Of course, Record of the Year is presented to the producers of the song. It's meant to be to honor like the production.
Yes.
So we'll just start off with a general field.
Let's do it. Up first, DTMF by Bad Bunny, of course, with a large team of producers, Scotty Dittrich, Hydra Hitch, I'm mispronouncing these, so sorry. La Pacienza,
you don't have to read all of the producers.
Never mind, I'll just jump forward.
There's way too many people on all of these songs. We'll just do the song and title.
We would be here for like 2 hours.
Literally.
All right. We got DTMF by Bad Bunny, Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter, Anxiety by Doechii, Wildflower by Billie Eilish, Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Luther by Kendrick Lamar with SZA, The Subway by Chaperone, and Apartment or APT by Rosé and Bruno Mars.
Very interesting choices here. I don't really, I don't know. None of these really strike me as like the song of the year. I think by default, it's probably Luther by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
But none of these are like amazing. I do think DTMF is the best song out of all of these by Bad Bunny. Some of them, I don't know. I don't know why The Subway was nominated. That was not a hit, and it's not that good of a song. Hot take.
Yeah. I will say that I feel like Bad Bunny could win, because I feel like if there's a year he's going to sweep, it's going to be this year.
I could see that for sure.
Also, I didn't want to say I'm happy to see Abracadabra, because I'm just happy to see Lady Gaga back.
I am, of course, not happy to see Apata by Rosé and Bruno Mars. I hate that song so much. It is one of the most annoying hit songs of the 2020s.
I know you would hate it. But with that, with Brandon hating on a song, let's continue on to Album of the Year. Up first we have, and I'm sorry because I'm going to mispronounce the Spanish, but Debí Tirar Más Fotos by Bad Bunny, Swag by Justin Bieber, apologies, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips, Pusha T, and Malice, Mayhem by Lady Gaga, GNX by Kendrick Lamar, Mutt by Leon Thomas, and Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator.
I think there's only one album that's going to win this, and it's going to be GNX by Kendrick Lamar. I think that was clearly the album that had the most impact.
Yeah.
I don't know why Swag is nominated. That was not a good album. I really don't know why Man's Best Friend was nominated. That was Sabrina Carpenter's, maybe her worst album, which is very weird. Of course, they always throw in one that's kind of like Why, which is Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips, Pusha T, and Malice. That album I've heard is really good. I don't care for Clips like in general, so I didn't really survive listening to it. But I will say Mayhem does have a shot. And it is nice to see Leon Thomas get some love for Mutt. I mean, I guess I'll talk a little bit about Chromacopia. I don't think it'll win. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I was very surprised because I was like, I would think that I would hear of most of them, but even that I only know a few. And some of the ones that I know are not well received. So very interesting mix.
Very
and
interesting mix.
Kendrick Lamar is 100% going to get it.
Yeah, I guess I kind of skipped over Bad Bunny. I do think he has a shot at it. Mm-hmm. The one problem I will say is that the album is really long. I think it's like 17 or 18 songs long, and it's kind of like, all right, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Where I think that is kind of the thing that GNX has over it. I don't remember how long it is, but it's much shorter. Plus, it had a big impact.
I feel like the feud plus The fact that Kendrick Lamar did the last Super Bowl halftime show will probably lead it to win. Even though I still feel like Bad Bunny can sweep, I still think Kendrick Lamar will win that category.
There's a real chance that Bad Bunny could sweep. I hate sweeps personally.
Yeah.
I experienced the Bruno Mars one, of course, and the Billie Eilish one, and both of them were kind of like, it's just not fun after a while, because it's just like spreading the wealth around is a lot more interesting, because it's not like one artist made all of the good music in the year or all of the best music in the year. So I don't know. But my pick is Kendrick Lamar for that category.
With that, let's go into Song of the Year. Again, I'm going to be saying the song and the artist just because there are so many names that it would be impossible to list it, but this is a Songwriters Award. First off, we have Abracadabra, which is, of course, Lady Gaga. We have Anxiety, which is Doechii. We have APT Apartment, however the hell you say that, which is, of course, Rosé and Bruno Mars. We have DTMF, which is Bad Bunny. We have Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters by Hunter X. We have Luther by Kendrick Lamar with SZA. Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter. And Wildflower by Billie Eilish.
Very interesting. It's generally song and record of the year are the same type of songs, and then you throw in a few extra, like, different ones. Mm-hmm. I really don't know who would lead this category. I mean, I probably would default to Bad Bunny or Kendrick Lamar, but they can't win everything.
Yeah.
So with that, I would go with the Grammy darling Billie Eilish.
I could see that.
Who knows?
I will say I was very surprised to see the Hunter X song getting, the K-Pop Demon Hunter song getting.
Yes, Huntrix. I don't really understand why Anxiety or Apata are here, because, I mean, Anxiety, it's fun in a novelty song kind of way, and it gets old fast. Doechii has way better songs. It's kind of sad that that's the one that blew up.
Let's go to Best New Artist. Here goes. Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye, The Marias, Addison Rae, Somber, Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, apologies, and Lola Young.
Very interesting. These are actually pretty much new artists. They're usually very bad at saying Best New Artist. I remember Glass Animals being nominated in like 2022 for Best New Artist. I had been listening to them since 2014. So that was kind of a weird one where you never know. It's like their commercial breakthrough. But I want to run through these real quick, one by one. Olivia Dean, I believe she's British. She's kind of had a breakout this year, kind of recently with her album and one of the songs on it, which I don't remember because it was kind of forgettable. It sounded nice. She seems like she'd be pretty good. Cat's Eye is an American K-pop group who I believe are not Korean, but they make K-pop style songs. But they're part of the K-pop machine as well. I think it's through like Geffen Records. I believe, if I remember correctly, they have a very good song called Touch, which I enjoy a lot. The Marias, I think that'd be my pick. I love them. They're kind of like a dream pop, bedroom pop hybrid band duo, I guess, from LA. They've been around for a while, but they did have their like commercial breakthrough this year with one of their songs blowing up on TikTok. Addison Rae, I've never been a fan and I never will be a fan. I'm sorry. Everybody knows her. She's from TikTok.
Yeah.
Somber, I don't even know what's going on with him right now. He's in some sort of feud with like a 25-year-old girl who he's calling old because he's 20.
Damn.
And they're fighting on TikTok, and both of them are extremely annoying. So I don't really care. I've never liked Somber's music, and I don't know where he came from or if he's an industry plant.
Sounds about right.
I don't want to say he is, but who knows? Leon Thomas, we talked about a little bit before. He was on Victorious with Ariana Grande, and he has finally like started his solo career and been getting like praise for it after producing for other artists, including Ariana Grande. So I would like to see him win. I think that'd be pretty cool. Alex Warren is a former member of the Hype House on TikTok. I actually don't know if he's still a member.
Yeah.
He has one of the worst songs I've ever heard, Ordinary, which is really big this year. It's really not that bad. It's just so annoying and it's so Christian that it's just like whatever. And he also had, it weirdly wasn't controversy, but it was annoying to me that he was talking about how artists don't want to use TikTok, treat TikTok as like an art form to blow up. when you really have to, and you have to put as much respect into it as the music. And it's like, yeah, of course you would say that because you were a TikToker first before you did music. Like that, I don't want your opinion.
Yeah.
And then Lola Young is British. She's kind of like an indie singer, but her most recent album was kind of just a ripoff of Remy Wolf. And it was very weird because she doesn't do Remy Wolf's thing as well as Remy Wolf does, obviously, because it's her thing.
Yeah.
But she just was going to go on tour and then I think collapsed on stage and had some like major health scare and had to cancel her tour and like put her career on pause. So it would be pretty cool if she won this. I don't have anything against her. I think she seems pretty cool. I just feel like she hasn't found her style yet, even though she kind of already did years ago. So that's kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
I think my pick would be the Marias. Who's most likely to win it? Probably Addison Rae, unfortunately.
And I was going to say Addison Rae is the only one out of this group that I've heard of before.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
I think that kind of speaks to a very general consumer.
Yes, you are the average American.
Exactly. Now we're moving to Producer of the Year, non-classical. We have Dan Auerbach. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Circuit, Dijon, Blake Mills, and Soundwave.
Very interesting. I thought they used to, or were going to have more than 5 because in most of the general categories, they have 8 now, which I don't know. I'm not a fan of 8. I like the 5 better, but It is very interesting to see these names. I did not expect Circuit to make it on, and he would be my choice. I think he's an amazing producer. He's been working on a lot of great pop music this year. Obviously, like you can see all of his credits. I know the two of us can see because we're looking at it right now.
Yeah.
But basically, if there was a pop song this year, he probably worked on it, and he's been consistent for a while. We've actually covered him on the regular podcast before. I believe he produced on Kesha's album, or maybe it was Katy Perry's album, but he has been around for a while.
Hopefully it's Kesha's.
Yeah. I don't know if it is. He might be too young for that. I don't know. Anyway, the other one's Dan Auerbach. He's pretty good. I thought he did more like rock and country stuff because I think he's based in Nashville. But looking through here, I don't know a lot of these songs. I only know the Black Keys song that's nominated, or that like his work on is nominated.
Right.
Dijon obviously had a huge year producing for Justin Bieber and then doing his own music. I think he's good. I have no complaints there. Blake Mills, I know I should know him more. I have seen that name before, but I don't think I really know him that much. But looking at his credits, I'm impressed. And then Soundwave, crazy. He only submitted for GNX by Kendrick Lamar. He's very good. We covered him. He produced on To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
But kind of crazy that he made it on with only one like body of work that he produced on. So once again, kind of a weird award. I would choose Circuit. It's weird that Jack Antonoff is not nominated because I think he won the past 3 years. So I'm glad, I think.
I gotta say, this category just shows you the strength of GNX, considering that Soundwave got nominated for just that one album. So, yeah.
Literally, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say that Jack Antonoff also produced on GNX with Soundwave. So in a way, he is kind of being nominated, even though he isn't. And, I think he did a good job on it. I just kind of get sick of his whatever style that he's been doing for the past like 4 or 5 years. But I mean, I'm glad they're shaking it up. I'm not mad at this. I think these are some pretty good ones. I'm riding for Circuit though.
I agree. With that, let's go to Songwriter of the Year, non-classical, where we have Amy Allen, Edgar Barrera, Jesse Joe Dillon, Tobias Jesso Jr., and Laura Veltz.
Very interesting. I am pretty sure that Amy Allen, Edgar Barrera, and Jesse Joe Dillon have all been nominated before. I don't remember who has won. I have been following Amy Allen for a long time. I think she's a great songwriter. I don't really know Edgar Barrera. He's obviously much more active in Latin music. Jesse Joe Dillon, I believe, is country. Yeah, looking at her credits, very country. Tobias Jesso Jr. is very interesting because he's nominated for his work on Dijon, Justin Bieber, Bon Iver, Miley Cyrus, Olivia Dean, and Haim. He has kind of always existed in this like indie pop adjacent space.
Right.
So very interesting to see what they chose to nominate this year. And then Laura Veltz, I really don't know her. She's the only one whose name I didn't like recognize right away. I definitely have seen it because I know some of these songs, but very interesting. I think Amy Allen probably has it. Maybe actually, you know what? Tobias Jester Jr. is probably nominated before too. I feel like I've seen his name on here before. So maybe 4 out of the 5 have been nominated before. But I think I'm voting for Amy Allen. Also, interestingly, Amy Allen and Circuit, who would be my votes, both worked on Apata by Rosé and Bruno Mars, which is my least favorite song that's nominated. So kind of great.
Very ironic. Yeah, I don't have much to add about this category. So with that, let's go to Best Pop Solo Performance. We have Daisies by Justin Bieber, Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter, Disease by Lady Gaga, The Subway by Chappell Roan, and Messy by Lola Young.
I have no idea what's going to win here. I was not expecting any of these. It's nice to see a few different things in here. I feel like Messy by Lola Young is probably the one I would go with. Maybe Daisies, because I do think Daisies is a pretty good song, but I would want to see something that's not nominated for one of the general categories win here. That's usually what they do with the pop solo performance, and then the pop vocal album is they try to like throw in a few extra things. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'd like to see one of those, I think. I also forgot to mention that this year they moved producer and songwriter of the year to the general categories instead of being in some other like technical thing towards the end. So they're making them a way bigger deal. And then they also merged pop and dance/electronic music into one category, which I really like because EDM was kind of like overlooked for a long time.
Yeah.
Basically up until now at the Grammy Awards. So this is much better. I'm enjoying this much more already, but I don't know. I don't really have a strong favorite in pop solo performance.
Yeah, me neither. I think that could honestly go any which way. So we'll have to wait and see. With that, let's go to Best Pop Duo / Group Performance. Apologies. Where we have Defying Gravity, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, obviously by Huntrix. Gabriella by Cat's Eye. APT, Rosé, Bruno Mars. And 30 for 30, SZA featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Very interesting that 2 of these are from movies.
Yeah.
Gabriella, I would like to shout out. It's written by Charlie XCX, not my favorite song that Cat's Eye has done, but very interesting to see it nominated here. I think this is probably going to be the one that Apata wins because it's going to win something. The Grammys love Bruno Mars. I hope that it's not one of the general categories that it wins and rather pop duo group performance. But I think my personal vote would be for 30 for 30. Although, I don't know. None of these are like really striking me. It would be very interesting to see Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande win, though, for Wicked.
It would. It definitely would. I also wanted to ask, has Rosé won a Grammy before?
I don't believe so. She was a member of Blackpink, and I don't think they've ever won anything. And then this is like her first year, I believe, of eligibility as a solo artist.
Right.
Because I think most of her stuff came out within like this past year, which apparently is now September 1st to August 30th, which they pushed it back a month. So
with that, let's go to Best Pop Vocal Album, where we have Swag by Justin Bieber, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, Something Beautiful, Miley Cyrus, Mayhem by Lady Gaga, and I've Tried Everything But Therapy Part 2 by Teddy Swims.
God, this is not good. I think Lady Gaga has to win. That was the only album that I thought was, I guess, average in this category. So, yeah, I mean, shout out Lady Gaga.
It definitely feels like a group of like people who are just popular, but who didn't necessarily release the best work in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe with the exception of Lady Gaga. So yeah, a very interesting category.
I mean, I still probably would rank this as Lady Gaga's second worst album.
I don't know enough.
I mean, it's at least better than the other ones. So I guess it's time for Dance Electronic.
Let's go. Best Dance Electronic Recording. We have No Cap, Disclosure and Anderson Dot Pack. Apologies if that's not the way you say it. Victory Lap, Fred Again, Skepta and Plaque Boy Max, Space Invader, K Tronada, Voltage, Skrillex, End of Summer, Tame Impala. Apologies if I butchered most of those names.
I don't really have a strong favorite. I think I'd probably go with Fred Again. That's the song I've been listening to the most this year. I do think, I mean, it's nice to see Skrillex nominated. I don't think he's been nominated in like 10 years. So that's kind of fun. The Disclosure and Anderson .Paak song was fine. The K Tronada song was fine. Tame Impala song was fine. I guess that's the one where it's kind of like they always throw in another artist who does like dance music on the side. I think Beyonce was nominated last year, and it's kind of like, well, like Tame Impala can be nominated for other categories besides dance and electronic recording. So it always kind of like is sad when they find another like general artist to shove into this category and kind of push out the actual producers. So it is about as disappointing as I thought it was, but they did pick some decent songs this year. But my vote would be for Fred Again, I believe.
Yeah, I was surprised, honestly, to see Tame Impala there. I was not expecting that.
I mean, I will say the song is an electronic song, so at least they got that right. There have been years where they've put songs in here that just like don't even fit the category.
Yeah. With that, let's go to Best Dance Pop Recording, where we have Blues Flame by Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, Abracadabra, Lady Gaga, of course, Midnight Sun, Zara Larsson, Just Keep Watching from F1 the Movie by Tate McRae, and Illegal, Pink Pantheress.
This is the category that they just made, and they made it for me because this is the kind of music that I like. My vote here is going to be for Zara Larsson. I think that is the catchiest, most fun song that has come out this year, although I would not be mad almost at anybody winning this. I think these are all good songs. The Tate McRae song is decent. The Lady Gaga song is decent. I think, honestly, Blue is Flame is pretty good. And then Illegal by Pink Pantheress is great, and that probably should have been in dance electronic recording as well, maybe. I don't know. But, I mean, my vote's for Zara Larsson, but I'm happy with any of these winning. This is a good category. I'm glad they added this.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know some of these songs, but they all seem kind of fun. And that includes the ones that I do know. Those are all also fun songs, so works for me. Next, we're doing Best Dance / Electronic Album.
Ooh, you're gonna have fun pronouncing this one.
Oh yeah, I am struggling. So let's see how it goes. Up first, You Sexua by FK Twigs. Apologies, guys. I have no idea. You want to jump in, Brandon?
That was pretty close. Esexua.
Okay, nice. Then we have 10 Days by Fred Again. Fancy That, Pink Pantheress. Inhale / Exhale, Rufus du Sol. Apologize again if I'm mispronouncing that. F you Skrillex, you think you're Andy Warhol, but you're not, by Skrillex.
I think the very clear choice is Skrillex.
Yeah.
That was a very fun, weird, kind of strange mixtape in general. I'm not a fan of, I mean, I guess I like all of these artists. I don't know that Eusexua is a good album because it wasn't. The Rufus du Sol album was fine, but it's kind of one note. The Fred Again album was fine. The Pink Panthers mixtape was pretty good. That's one where it's kind of like, you know, it borders on dance electronic album because it is also a pop album. But I do think Skrillex kind of like fits the category perfectly. And this was his first album in 4 years. And it wasn't even an album, it was a mixtape.
Right.
But it was very fun. And that would be my vote.
And I have nothing to say because I honestly have not heard any of the music from the nominees. But I soon will.
Nice.
With that, let's go to Best Remixed Recording, where we have Abracadabra, Gesaffelstein Remix, which is, of course, by Lady Gaga and Gesaffelstein. Don't Forget About Us, which is by Mariah Carey and K Tronada. A Dream's a Dream, a Ron Trent remix by Soul to Soul and Ron Trent. Galvanize by the Chemical Brothers and Chris Lake. And Golden, David Guetta, Rem /X by Huntrix.
This is This is about what I expected. This is a shitty category. I don't think I have heard any of these, and I don't understand what they were doing here. This is ridiculous. This is about what the remixed recording category is usually like. It's just a complete letdown because there are so many way better remixes than this.
Yeah.
And I don't understand what they were attempting to do. So that was terrible. Bad choice, Grammys. I don't care who wins. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, I can't even say anything because I have never heard of any of those remixes, even though I've heard of a lot of those songs. And I was just kind of like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, very interesting. This is kind of the part where we skip around. Pop is obviously our main genre that we both really like. So we're going to do just kind of some of the notable ones from the other categories. So we'll start with rock because that is what's listed next.
We're pretty much going to hit a lot of the album categories. So let's go to Best Rock Album. In that category, we have Private Music by the Deftones, I Quit by Haim, From Zero by Linkin Park, Never Enough by Turnstile, and Idols by Youngblood.
Very interesting. I did not listen to the Deftones album because I realized that I hate his voice and cannot stand to listen to it. But I did listen to the other ones. The Turnstile album I did not enjoy, I will say. I think, weirdly, I might give it to Youngblood because I feel like he took the biggest swing on his album and made the most interesting music, but I would not be mad if Linkin Park won because I think that they finding this new vocalist, I know she's a Scientologist, but I think they're kind of back to what made them great in the first place.
Right.
Haim is not rock. They should be an alternative or indie. I don't know why they're here. It was a decent album, but that is like whatever.
Yeah.
So I would probably vote for Youngblood. This is about what I expected from the Grammys. It's not like, there's nothing too great. I think there were better rock releases that weren't as big as this or like commercial, I guess. Mm-hmm. But, you know, that's kind of what you get.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole Linkin Park new singer Scientology stuff. And I just remembered that when I saw that they were nominated. So
yeah,
that's all
I do want to say real quick before we move on to the next category that we are going to do. I just saw the best rock performance and Hayley Williams is nominated for one of her new songs after she left Atlantic. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then I also wanted to say we weren't going to cover alternative music performance, but we do have another Hayley Williams nomination, and we have Everything Is Peaceful Love by Bon Iver, which is a great song, and that's pretty fun. But we are going to do alternative music album, so I'll let you cover that one.
So let's do it. We got Sable Fable by Bon Iver, Songs of a Lost World by The Cure, Don't Tap the Glass, Tyler the Creator, Moisturizer by Wet Leg, and Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party by Hayley Williams.
First off, why the hell is Tyler the Creator here? I don't get it. I guess you could kind of make the argument it's alternative music, but he makes way more sense in the dance electronic category because this was kind of like a dance album, actually. So yeah. I don't really know what they were attempting to do there, but it should be Bon Iver, I think, pretty easily. Mm-hmm. That was the best album that I had heard out of these. And yeah, I mean, I didn't listen to the Cure album, but I listened to all the other ones, and my choice would be Bon Iver.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Tyler the Creator there too. So
very interesting that both of his albums, both Chromacopia and Don't Tap the Glass, are nominated, but for two like wildly different things. So
now we're going to do a little bit more jumping, and we're going to go over to the best progressive R&B album. We have Bloom by Durand Bernard, Adjust Brightness by Bilal, Love on Digital by Destin Conrad, Access All Areas by FLO or Flow, and Come As You Are by Terrace Martin and Kenyon Dixon.
I believe this is a new category this year. It may have been last year that this was a new category, which is why I wanted to do this one. I was not expecting to not have heard of one of these albums. I do not know what Bloom by Durand Bernard is. I've never heard of that. I have heard of two of the other ones.
Sounds French. Maybe.
It could be, yeah, who knows. I've heard of two of the other ones, and then I actually actively know two of them. My choice would probably be Destin Conrad. But very interesting category. I was kind of interested in seeing like what would be nominated. I'm just kind of scrolling through the other R&B categories here, and it's about what you'd expect. Of course, Chris Brown is nominated for a R&B performance, so no shout out there.
Yeah, definitely not.
But yeah,
I do not know any of those artists, so let's jump forward to Best R&B Album, where we have Beloved by Giveon, Why Not More by Coco Jones, The Crown by Ledisi, Escape Room by Tiana Taylor, and Mutt by Leon Thomas.
I think it's very clearly Leon Thomas for this category. I also, like usual, the Grammys have once again nominated someone I've never heard of. I do not know who Ledisi is. I feel like I know a fair amount about R&B music. Never heard of them. I don't know actually what their gender is or if that's a group. So, yeah, I guess shout out. I think Leon Thomas is the correct answer, though.
Right. And I mean, considering how many other awards he's been nominated for, it's, or at least I feel like it's going to be him for sure.
I hope he'll win at least something, because I didn't like love the album, but I do think there's a lot of great musicianship there, and I'm very excited to see what he's going to do next.
Yeah, for sure. With that, let's get into some rap. Let's go to Best Rap Performance with Outside by Cardi B, Chains and Whips by Clips, Pusha T, and Malice featuring Kendrick Lamar and Pharrell Williams, Anxiety by Doechii, TV Off by Kendrick Lamar featuring Lefty Gunplay, and Darling I, Tyler the Creator featuring Tizo Touchdown. A lot of Tyler the Creator.
Yes, I'm surprised. Good for him. I'm not really a fan. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, that's good that he's being nominated. I think very clearly this is TV Off by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
That's the most memorable song out of all of these. I will say, though, Outside by Cardi B is a pretty great song, and I was not expecting that. I haven't really been a Cardi B fan kind of ever, but I enjoyed listening to this song this year. So I think I will still vote for Kendrick Lamar, though, here. That's just such a fun song, and it's undeniable. It gets everybody going.
I was going to actually ask you about the Cardi B song because I wanted to know what you thought, but now we know. With that, let's go to Best Melodic Rap Performance, where we have Proud of Me by Friday featuring Meek Mill, Wholeheartedly by JID featuring Ty Dolla $ign and 6 Lack.
Black.
Oh, apologies. Ty Dolla $ign and Black.
Yeah, I know. I say 6 Lack all the time, too.
Apologies. We have Luther by Kendrick Lamar with SZA, We Maj by Terrace Martin and Kenyon Dixon featuring Rhapsody, and Somebody Loves Me by Party Next Door and Drake.
This is also a newer category, so I wanted to see what they would nominate. Whatever, essentially. I don't care really about any of these. It is interesting, though, that we have Drake versus Kendrick Lamar in this category.
I was about to say.
Fun, because Drake is usually a melodic rapper. Kendrick is not. Mm-hmm. So kind of interesting to see them facing off. But yeah, with that, it's rap song time.
That's right. Best rap song, we have Anxiety by Doechii, The Birds Don't Sing by Clips, Pusha T, and Malice featuring John Legend and Voices of Fire, Sticky by Tyler the Creator featuring Glorilla, Sexy Red, and Lil Wayne, TGIF by Glorilla, and TV Off by Kendrick Lamar featuring Lefty Gunplay. I gotta say, I love it when an artist has the word sexy in their title.
Yeah, I will say TV Off and Sticky are probably the choices here. I would not be surprised in a weird way if Anxiety won this, because I feel like that song was everywhere, and it's bound to win something that it's nominated for. I feel like people love Doechii for good reason and want to give her awards, even if this is not close to her best work. So I don't know. I think since I would vote for TV Off for another category, I think I'd give it to Sticky here, Tyler the Creator.
I could see Anxiety winning here, because in a way it might be the easiest category for it to win, and they want to give it something. But then again, who knows with the way that people vote. with that, let's go to Best Rap Album, where we have Let God Sort 'Em Out by Clips, Pusha T, and Malice, Glorious by Glorilla, God Does Like Ugly by J.I.D., GNX by Kendrick Lamar, and Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator.
I think what I would do is, well, actually, I don't know what I would do because I do think GNX is just a better album than Chromacopia. So I would probably vote for that as well, even though I would have voted for it in the general category.
Right.
I don't know what could happen. I honestly could see this going to Clips because people really did love that album. It didn't click for me, but everyone that I've heard that has listened to it has loved it. So I wouldn't be mad with that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, I don't know. This one isn't as interesting as I thought it would be.
Best Country Song, where we have Biden List by Tyler Childers, Good News by Shabuzi, I Never Lie by Zach Top, Somewhere Over Loretto by Lainey Wilson, and A Song to Sing by Miranda Lambert and Chris Stapleton.
This is about as bad as I thought it would be. I have no choices on this, and I don't care. So pretty cool. I was just curious if there would be anything that I had listened to and liked this year, but the answer is no.
And I gotta say, same here. So we might as well just continue skipping down. Música Urbana Album. We got Debí Tirar Más Fotos, Bad Bunny, apologies for the terrible Spanish, Mixtape by J Balvin. Oh God. Ferxco Volume X, Sagrado Fade. Is that FERXXO Volume X actually? Or is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I have no idea what that means. I've never said that out loud.
We have Nike by Nicki Nicole, EUB Deluxe by Trueno, and Sinfonico en Vivo by Yandel.
I mean, it's Bad Bunny for sure.
Yeah.
I do think J Balvin is interesting because it used to be J Balvin and Bad Bunny were kind of like at the same level popularity wise. And then Bad Bunny just kind of like became the number one artist in the world all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And J Balvin kind of got forgotten about in a little, like kind of in a weird way. So, I mean, I think it's pretty clearly going to be Bad Bunny here. But
Yeah.
I was curious what else they would nominate.
Well, and I could see that partially being because I feel like Bad Bunny has kind of branched out to other things. So he will like sometimes appear in a movie. He will do, stuff like that to where you kind of just see him more than you do a lot of other artists, especially Latin artists who are definitely not typically as big, at least in the US, as Bad Bunny is. So I could see that being a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. I did write down for us to do comedy album, but let's not do it. I just wanted to see if Louis C.K. would be nominated, and he isn't. But we do have Bill Burr, who is
so
I don't know. There will be something that comes out about him. I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, not super impressed with any of the nominees like usual, but I wanted to see if they had any rapists in there, like confirmed rapists.
I mean, we do have Bill Burr going to Saudi Arabia, so, that there's already that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So with that, let's skip over comedy album and go down to best compilation soundtrack for visual media, where we have A Complete Unknown by Timothy Chalamet, F1, the album, by various artists, K-Pop Demon Hunters by various artists, Sinners by various artists, and Wicked by various artists again.
Yeah, we got a lot of various artists here. I was curious what they would nominate here. I think they really tried to push F1, the album, this year, getting a lot of different artists from like every genre to make songs for it.
Yeah.
And it ultimately didn't work that well. I was not expecting Timothy Chalamet to be nominated, but I do think it's going to be between K-Pop Demon Hunters or Wicked here. I would probably give it to Wicked just because I know that the Grammys like kind of like the bigger, like I guess the kind of the blockbuster type movies, where K-Pop Demon Hunters is obviously a Netflix one. So I don't know. It is a like music movie though. So who knows?
This category definitely was split because I was totally expecting K-pop Demon Hunters, Sinners, and Wicked, but I was not expecting a complete unknown and F1 the album. That being said, I agree. I think Wicked will ultimately win it. But I honestly feel like Sinners does have a chance just because the songs in it were so good. And I say that as someone that liked the movie but wasn't blown away with it. It was a 4. It wasn't like a 5 or anything like that. And I still love the songs. I think that's one of the best parts of the film. That being said, I do think it's going to be Wicked. And for K-pop Demon Hunters, I do see it also having a chance just because, K-pop is so very big. And that was such an instrumental part of the movie. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to win.
Yeah.
Probably Wicked, but it could go away.
The one problem we have with K-pop Demon Hunters is I believe the Grammys are still majority old white men.
True.
Voting. So
very true.
I don't know like what they will vote for, and that's been a problem in the past. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I included this next category for you though. Score soundtrack for visual media includes film and television.
I appreciate it. So let's go. We got How to Train Your Dragon, John Powell. Severance Season 2, Theodore Shapiro. Sinners, Ludwig Göransson. Wicked, John Powell and Stephen Schwartz. And The Wild Robot, Chris Bowers. We got John Powell in twice, and I love him. That being said, I don't want either of his categories to win because, okay, I love the original How to Train Your Dragon, and I think that soundtrack should win everything, but I hate live action remakes. So that's why I am against the movie. And then Wicked, it's the songs. Like, the music is just kind of there, and it doesn't need to be any more there, I guess. Severance, I have not heard the music aside from the theme song, which I like. Sinners, again, I think the music is top notch. And then The Wild Robot, I also liked it, but I can't really remember it that well. I think because it's been a while. Ultimately, I think that Sinners might take it, and I would be happy with that. And I think that it might take it just because, like...
I also think Sinners will.
Yeah, because it was good, and also Ludwig Göransson is known, and, like, people respect him, as do I. Or as both of us do.
He's one of the guys that's like going to win a Grammy every year.
Exactly.
I'm also surprised that we haven't seen her be nominated for anything. I know she hasn't really released music, but the Grammys love to put her in every category every year.
True.
And she's another one of those ones where it's like pretty much guaranteed that she's going to win at least one Grammy a year. And I feel like Ludwig Göransson is kind of in that same category.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the soundtracks for his movies in this category. Now we're jumping down to our second to last category, which is going to be Best Music Video. So let's go. We have Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter, So Be It by Clips, Anxiety by Doechii, Love by OK Go, and Young Lion by Sade.
Very interesting. I am going to vote for OK Go because I think they are the kings of music videos. I'm not a big person like who pays attention to music videos that much. I am much more of a like stream on Spotify because I don't have YouTube Premium and I'm not listening to 2 minutes of ads before I listen to a song.
Yeah.
But I wanted to cover this because I was curious of what they would throw in here because they often get some like other thing that hasn't been nominated, and Sade is definitely the one. And OK Go, it's like I don't think either of them were nominated for any other categories. But we do have one last category, which is a new one this year. First time ever. So we had to cover it.
A category that should have been a category long before, in my opinion, considering how many amazing album covers there are.
Completely.
Yeah, because we're talking about Best Album Cover, where we have Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator, The Crux by Dejo, apologies if I mispronounced that, Debí Tirar Más Fotos by Bad Bunny, that time I got it a little better, Glory by Perfume Genius, and Moisturizer by Wet Leg. I was going to say the only one that I actually know is Chromacopia, which I do think is a really good cover.
Looking at all of these, I think they're all good. I don't know that I love the Wet Leg album cover as much as the others. My choice is for Joe. He is Joe Keery from Stranger Things, in case you didn't know him.
I had no idea.
Is very good. The album cover is amazing. And I think that would probably be my choice. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at any of these winning because this is really cool to have as a category now. I do think I would lean towards Joe, but I do think Bad Bunny and Chromacopia are tied for that second spot because I really do.
Right.
I do love the Bad Bunny album cover, though. It is like so simple and beautiful. Like, I don't know. Actually, that one might win. It's composed very nicely.
I mean, I could see either the Bad Bunny or Tyler, the Creator covers winning. I will say the Tyler, the Creator one is a classic, even though it's, still new. That being said, I do really like Joe Curie, so I'm just going to go with the Crux, even though I've never heard it before.
Well, that takes us to the end of our select categories. I'm going to be looking through the rest of these, thinking of opinions, what I have to say about all of them, because this is, like I said, this is my holiday. My favorite day of the year, maybe besides the Grammys,
Exactly.
is finding out who's going to be at the Grammys. So this was a lot of fun. We went way longer than I thought we would, but I had a good time.
I had a great time, especially seeing you get mad at how much Bruno Mars was nominated. So
yeah, unfortunately, he is back. But with that, that was a very special bonus episode of Uncultured Pop Culture. If you're just tuning in now to hear our thoughts on the Grammys, we also have an episode every Sunday throughout the year where we cover an album and a movie. And we talk about them and we share our thoughts. So hopefully you will check that out if for some reason this is your first time listening to the podcast. And for everyone else, we will see you in a few days for one of our regularly scheduled Sunday episodes.
And hey, we'll see you back in January, potentially, for a similar Oscars special episode.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Bye.